Which hypothesis?
Sorry, you laid out an hypothesis and you don't even remember it.
No, actually, I laid out two different things. Like, there's two different claims here, right? The
Sorry,
first one is the claim that.
one you called an hypothesis though.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The
Oh,
credence
yeah,
for
he's
this is
tracking
just
now.
going to
Good
be
job.
there's yeah, it's just going to be an inductive hypothesis
Yeah,
where
no shit. What
clueless
hypothesis is
buffoons.
deductive?
Well, it could also be abductive, but so
Oh,
basically, all I'm saying is that it seems that clueless buffoons that can't track generally also forget points and events that happened in the past. So
mm,
if you're someone who, meets these criteria, this
right.
evidence is going to be expected under that. So why don't you
Yeah,
just
I'm
give
fine with that.
P1
Yeah,
buddy?
I'm fine with that. But what's the evidence that includes buffoon who can't track?
No, I'm just saying that, oh, you're asking for evidence of that. Well, that's just going to be analytically true.
Art is synonymous with clueless buffoon who can't track.
Yeah, it's in your ontology. Anyway, what's P1?
Yeah. Fuck. I did not formalize it. Let me formalize it. Give me 1 second.
I mean, wait, you don't have to formalize it. Like, you can just give me the informal argument. I'm just
Ah.
messing with you.
Oh, thought you wanted real. Yeah. If it's the case that an entity lacks moral value at the time of the abortion, then the abortion, or at the time of the action taking its life, then the action taking its life would be prima facie justified. The fetus prior to its input in gestation lacks morally relevant value. Therefore, taking its life, prima facie, abortion is prima facie justified.
And okay, so when you say like lacks moral value, you're just saying like it has like some sort of moral, like internal moral consideration, or could it have like instrumental value as well?
It could have some instrumental value. But when I'm talking about morally relevant traits, I'm talking about intrinsic cases.
Okay, okay. So I guess just like what's your criteria, or like what are your necessary and sufficient conditions for moral value then?
I think that because I've been looking into sentience being a necessary trait.
Okay, so
So
sentience is necessary. Are
yeah,
there any sufficient conditions, or is it just going to be sentience is necessary?
yeah. So like that's the instrumental cases and the extrinsic cases. That could ascertain some moral value, but I'm not convinced that there's any instrumental cases or extrinsic cases that supersede intrinsic values.
Uh, I'm sure. I'm happy to grant that, but like, I'm just asking, is it just the one necessary condition, or are there other like considerations at play?
Yeah, right now it's just a necessary.
Okay, okay. Um, yeah. So do you take it that what do you take it? How do I phrase this question? Like, why do you think we value things? Is it like in virtue of there things that can be like harmed, or like is there some other reason why we value things, or we give things internal value?
Yeah, I think we value things through like a plethora, like probably things like I think harm is one thing. I think like what it provides to society, like pleasures that it provides to you is another thing. I think that
Hmm.
its likeness to oneself also gives some credence to it.
Okay. So you'd say like, well, why would you say that prior to, and I'm guessing you're just going to say like prior to sentience that this thing doesn't have any sort of internal value? Like what's
Yeah,
kind of
intrinsic,
the,
that's the intrinsic trait.
well, I mean, if this is just a necessary condition, right? Like, oh, wait, sorry. I'm actually so slow. I'm actually like unbelievably slow. Holy shit. Anyway, so it's just going to lack this necessary condition. So in virtue of that, it doesn't have value.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
much. Intrinsic value. Obviously, the fetus can have some extrinsic value or instrumental value.
and then do you have like some sort of like conjunct when it like relates to sentience?
Yeah, I hold past and future conjunctively with the disjunction of present.
Past. Okay, so in parentheses, past and present or future.
No, no, in
Oh,
parentheses,
sorry.
past
I'm
or
yeah, past
future.
or and future
Yeah.
or okay, okay. So it'd just be like okay. So anything that's currently conscious, anything. Well, okay. So if it's
No, no, you're confusing necessary and sufficient conditions when you say anything. If it's necessary, that doesn't mean that everything that's included in the set of conscious beings is granted moral
yeah, yeah.
consideration. It's just saying that
I mean
in
that would be a
order to
sufficient
be within the
condition, right?
set of morally considerable things, you must be conscious. That's all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just the set of morally considerate things all share the same property that that they're sentient, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And basically, I mean, it's just like it's like Q implies P, right? Okay. So I guess my question is just going to be like, do you think that we can still make moral claims when it comes to, um, like, can we still make moral claims about harm when it comes to entities that don't meet these necessary conditions for you?
Moral claims about harm.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, you can talk about things that are harmed in some
Okay.
cases.
So like in cases of like anencephaly, right?
Uh, Actually, not convinced in the case of anencephaly that that thing is harmed.
Well, do you think Okay, well, I guess we can start by asking if its well-being is being reduced, right? So if we imagine two identical cases, right, like of, two virtually identical human fetuses, and then we afflict one of them with like some sort of condition which prevents the mind from developing, whatever we take that to be.
The
Would you just
organism's
say,
well-being. Yeah, if that's true. Yeah, the organism's well-being.
okay, the organism's well-being has been reduced, but
Yeah,
would you just say like no person is being
yeah.
harmed?
There's no person being harmed. Yeah,
Okay,
there's like different cases of harm. Like if I were to
okay,
cut down a tree, um, in a morally relevant sense, that tree's not being harmed, but
yeah,
maybe
sure.
in some like organ.
Well, like, I mean, what do you take a person to be? I mean, like, we don't have to get into the weeds on that, but like,
I probably would like reduce it to just like a sentient individual.
any sentient individual, like any level of sentience.
Yeah, yeah. I take like animals to be persons.
Okay, like pigs, chickens, those will all
Yeah.
be persons. Okay, okay, cool. Um, so I guess, I mean, what would be if I just said like persons are identical to the animal, right? I mean, what would be your contentions to this?
Wait, sorry. What'd you say?
What if I just said persons and animals are the same thing? When you refer to me, the human person, you're referring to me, the human organism. What would be your contentions to this?
Persons and animals. Wait, sorry. One more
Like
time.
basically, what if my theory of personhood is just animalism, right? Like I just believe that me, the human person, is identical to
Oh,
me, the human animalism.
you, the
Would be your
human person,
contentions to
is
this?
contentious to like animalism.
hmm Like why should anyone take your theory of personal identity over animalism? Is
Yeah,
basically the
because
point that I'm.
well, I take. Oh wait, whoa. Yeah, sorry. When I say what a person is, that was a real primitive. There was a real primitive explanation of it for like the abortion topic. But if you're trying to get into like the actual like theory of personhood, I'd probably be like refer to like the persistence condition, like psychological persistence.
Like
But obviously
psychological continuity.
yeah, continuity
Well,
persistence.
it seems to be the case that like
The reason I
psychological.
would,
Oh,
well,
one
yeah, I
second,
was
one
going to
second.
explain. What?
Oh wait, sorry. If you're going to explain something, just go ahead. I'm sorry
Yeah, I
about
was
that.
just going to say the reason I would reject animalism is because, like the mind swap case, I think that obviously,
Okay,
like,
okay.
yeah, if like you persist in some different organism, I think the person is shifted. I don't think, if me and you swap bodies, I don't think I am you and you are me. I think we continue with our psychological continuity.
Okay. How would you answer certain fission cases, right? Okay, I guess we can start with like the most fundamental, which is just imagine like teletransporter cases, right? Once you step
Yeah,
through the teletransporter, are you the same person on the other side?
it seems like your psychological continuity persists in that case, doesn't it?
So you would say you're the same person that steps out?
Yeah, presumably.
Okay. Now imagine the next case where the teletransporter malfunctions and now there's a clone of you on the other side and you're still standing here. Which one is you?
Yeah, did they both have like equal?
It seems like they
Cause
both have your memories, yeah.
yeah, I would say the moment the split happens, new memory seems to form. Now the question would be like, which one is the original? I don't think there is an original at that point. I think they didn't just become two different beings.
Two different beings. So at T1 you exist, and then at T2, after the teletransporter thing, you don't
Yeah,
exist.
at T2, it seems to be like there's two equal me's, but obviously, when someone wants to say me there, it's just the persistent conditions. Like you could say there's two U's, but they're
No,
obviously
I don't think you can because under like identity theories, right? Like, identity has to be a
they're both
one-to-one
you,
relation.
but they're not you. Yeah, I don't know
So
what
that's gonna be a contradiction
what
for
I
me.
want to say is uh Yeah. If they're
Well,
both,
I mean,
if
yeah, I
it's an
mean,
even
what you want
split.
to say is theory, like actually what happens is there's an immaterial soul which gets embodied. But yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I think what he wants to say is something about how there is a qualitatively identical psychology, but that it's obviously not numerically identical, thus not the same person. And he holds to Parfit's no branching condition regarding psychological continuity, so they can't possibly be the same person because it breaks the no branching condition in the case of the malfunctioning teletransporter. Isn't that right, Eric?
That's damn right.
What's the no branching condition for those in the audience who don't know?
Well, we can explain that after he's done having his conversation with Rancho.
Bro, you're actually I'm the Mega Knight. I jumped on you. You're the fucking little prince, and you had to call in your guardian to come help you. Actually, a bitch. Anyway.
Summon! Anyway.
Oh, guardian. Anyway.
Look, I only,
Well,
I was actually just trolling because you did the whole like troll thing, so I
Well,
can't be
actually,
quiet. I was just, I mean, you did the troll thing with the soul stuff, so figured
like, I mean,
you're
obviously that's the
just
correct
trolling.
opinion, but I mean,
I mean,
everyone else is
obviously it's not,
confused.
but
obviously not.
Okay, well, do you think? Okay, here, I'll try this one on you. Suppose you're asleep and you're not dreaming. Do you exist at this time?
And you're not dreaming and you're asleep. What do you mean
Yeah.
by when you ask, do you exist? Yeah, I think. Well, I think you're psychologically connected while you're asleep as well. So yeah,
Okay, but like you, well, basically the point of this is I'm just trying to show that you can exist even if you don't have experiences, right? So like
I think when
experiences
you're
aren't
sleeping,
an,
you're experiencing.
well, you're asleep and you're not dreaming. Like
Yeah,
there's no experience.
Well, could I?
when you well, what I take experience is like just some acknowledgement of passing moments or some acknowledgement of like your states of affairs. When you're asleep, you're not acknowledging everything, but like subconsciously you do like go through like even if you don't like either. Like there's times where you go to sleep and you only see black and then you wake up. There's cases where people actually don't dream, but they see nothing but black. I think they're still experiencing something there.
Okay. Well, okay, imagine this. Suppose you die, and then an hour later you're reanimated by, some amazing medical technology, right? Did you exist during the hour that you were like clinically dead?
Do I exist?
Yeah.
I think the person's dead and the person just comes back.
Well, if the person is dead, right? Like, how does the person come back, right? Like,
To this magical medical technology.
When you say I exist or whatnot, what do you like? What would I be? Like, what makes you you? Is what I'm more
oh,
curious. Like, what do you think?
yeah, tribulate's the soul, right? But I mean, I think we both
that's the
agree that it's
conversation
the
they're
mind.
currently having is
Yeah, it seems to
what
be
I
the
just
view
joined my
mind.
that
bed.
I refers to.
I just joined, so I may have missed a lot. My bad.
That's okay. Yeah, they're currently discussing what I refers to. What they're talking about is personal identity, and theories of what makes you you. So, if you keep listening, then you'll hear a couple different examples.
I just want to let you know, Rancho, you doing this to me, it's gonna make court break out the whip. Just want to let just want to let you know like the harm you've caused me.
Oh, that's true. I'm already pulling a paper right now.
Oh yeah, you're cooked. You're
Unironically,
fried.
currently I'm pulling David Parfit's paper
It's
drawing
Derek
psychological
Parfit.
identity in
Oh my
the
god. Oh
no
my
branching
god. What a
condition.
blunder. What a
The
blunder.
harm
That's
you
the
caused
view.
to me.
That
It's
is the
actually
view that
parfait.
he's. Oh my god, no, it's perfect.
Parfait.
That's the
Parfait.
view that he's espousing. So I'm pulling up that paper to send to him so we can read it together.
Wait, Art.
Is
Really
this in
quick. You
reference to the
said
veganism or pro-choice argument?
This
It's
is in reference to pro-choice and pro-life.
yes.
wait, Art. You said that you hold a disjunction or conjunction. What?
I hold a conference for past and future.
Let them finish their
Oh yeah.
yap.
Do you have anything else to say, Ranch?
Yeah,
No. Okay.
I'd like to. Anyway, okay. Well, it seems like if continuity is the case, imagine the case where, you get amnesia and you just like forget all your memories related to like who you are, your life experiences, all that stuff. And over the next couple of weeks, the memories kind of gradually return. One, are you the same person, um, like after you get your memories? And two, what about during the time where you don't have the memories? Are you still the same person?
It seems like you probably don't have psychological continuity. But when you regain it, yeah. Because I'm fine to say like split cases, like Jekyll and Hyde, split the fucking movie. I don't think those are the same people that are actually operating, right? I think that if a person like has a split personality and one does the crime, the other person isn't responsible, and the reason the other person isn't responsible because they're not the same person. So like if
Okay.
those experiences don't exist or don't persist through, and at some point they begin to persist again. Yeah, I'm fine to say that they're a different person until
Well, I
the
mean,
psychological continuity is back.
the main question that I'm going to have here is like, what on earth is going on when you don't have the memories? Because it seems like, okay, it seems, I mean, I'll just compare it to mine, just like my view, just to be, you know, just to have something to compare it to. Um, but basically, it seems like under my hypothesis, all that happened to this person is they lost, connection to parts of their brain, and then they regain it. But it seems like under your view, a person exists, a person disappears, and then somehow the person before comes back into existence, and then the person that existed, like doesn't exist anymore. Like this seems to be like far less, parsimonious, and it just doesn't really encapsulate what intuitively I would say you and I think is going on.
No, I disagree. I'm fine to say there's different people.
You're fine with saying a person like pops out of existence, like a person just disappears and then another person reappears. That person disappears and then another person reappears.
I'm sure we can force certain cases under like a soul view. Like if God just chooses to detach your soul, right? And
Well,
but you
like
still
God doesn't exist, right? Like that's just
oh my
like
fault. I thought
incoherent mumbo jumbo from you.
my fault. Typically when I hear soul theory, I hear God. That's
Wait,
on
no,
me.
no, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. Let's say some force of nature pops off a soul, right? Or even a force of nature like cuts a soul in half. I'm fine to say that half soul, if it operates in the same way that the full soul does, just at some like meager differences. I don't know if you would call that a different person, or maybe you think you need a full soul to be a person, or maybe you don't think souls can be split in half or not. But whatever the case is, I'm fine to say that whatever makes a person, if it's disrupted, obviously it's not the same entity as it was before. And if it regains itself or reorganizes itself in the way it was before, then it reappears to be the same thing.
I mean, I would just say like one, I think souls would be like simples, right? Like I don't think you can break them
Yeah,
into
yeah, you
like they're
might
not
be
made
able
up
to
of
say.
stuff. So I that kind of seems a bit incoherent. And the second part about like souls switching bodies, I would say like there's like a set of psychophysical laws that just govern, causal interactions between, souls and bodies. But I guess maybe it's like there's no logical impossibility with it, but I just have no reason to believe that the psychophysical laws in this world allow this stuff to happen. So I don't think my view is committed to having to say anything like weird about this.
Yeah, it's
Whereas
fine.
it does seem
I don't
it,
hold an issue with the explanation that I gave.
yeah.
It
I
just
mean,
seemed intuitive to me.
I mean, I would just say that, oh, well, like souls don't seem intuitive to you.
Well, souls don't seem intuitive to me, but I'm saying that
Okay, okay.
the case of there being two different persons, that just doesn't seem intuitive to me.
Can I
The
ask
case of this
Rancho a
dude.
quick question about a hypothetical he gave?
Oh my
And I think
God.
maybe this
Oh
will clear
my
something up.
days. Like you just see
Okay,
your student
Rancho.
getting blown the fuck out
Look,
and you
no,
just have to
look, this isn't a
intervene.
defense for Art because Art already
Wait, you're good.
answered
You're
it
good.
much differently than I would have. So, but I just want to kind of see if you understand what I said in the comments. Where kind of like think about the cases that I think I've given you these cases before too, where somebody has the ability to do or the capacity to do something. Like maybe I have the capacity to see, but it's being inhibited by something, say a
Hmm.
blindfold. Um,
Sure.
right? You don't want to say that I don't have the ability or that I don't have the capacity for sight. You just want to say that my sight has been inhibited by or some outside factor or some further fact, right? Like in the example you gave, Art, where somebody temporarily loses their memories or they lose access. Okay, my bad. My alarm went off. Where they have access to recalling their memories, it seems like they still have their memories in the relevant sense, where the memories still exist. The memories will ascertain again in the future. It's just that for some reason they're being inhibited from recalling the memories in the moment. Thus, I mean, I don't see why this would necessarily be a strong example against the psychological continuity view. It seems like they're still psychologically continuous. It's just that they've been blocked from recalling memories for some reason.
I thought you said the memories didn't exist anymore. Not that they were blocked
Like,
off.
well, if the memories, I mean, by didn't exist, presumably, when he said that, you retain your memories back later or you gain them back later, it seemed to me like he was saying something like you lost the ability to recall memories. And if that's the case, then it seems like the memories still exist in the relevant sense. But if he's saying that they've popped out of existence and popped back into existence, then I think your answer was actually fine.
That's how I took it.
Well,
I took it as he was saying it popped out of existence and popped into. Obviously, if they just like have amnesia, they're still psychologically connected. They just don't have access to it.
yeah. I was talking about amnesia cases. When I'm talking about popping
Oh,
back
my
in
fault.
and
Then I
out,
I
I'm talking
feel like a
about.
fucking idiot.
Oh wait, you're good. You're good. I'm just talking about like what's going on with the person as a whole, right? Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
seems in
then it still
practice.
seems like they have their memories in the relevant sense. It just
Well,
seems like they've been
what
blocked
if they
from
never
recalling
recover
them.
them? If they never recover them, would you still say that they're the same person?
If they never recover the memories?
Yeah.
I'm less clear in a case like that. Like in dementia cases, under the psychological continuity view, I'm a little bit less clear on if somebody is legitimately like if the continuity chain is completely broken. I mean, I think under the view, it just trivially follows that they wouldn't be the same person they were at like 5 years old anymore. Yeah. Or
Well,
before the continuity chain has been broken.
I think there's two issues with this. The first one is just going to be like some sort of like explanatory gap, and then the second one is going to be more of like normative implications.
Well,
So
I
the
don't
first
see the
one is,
explanatory gap though, because I think that actually explains common
I think
sense
I was
data
going to
really well.
explain it right now.
I
Anyway,
think that you're just confused. Actually, I think that you don't know what you're talking about, and I think that you reading all of the Hershinoff that you've read has just completely fucked up your brain, such that you hold all of the false beliefs all of the time. Okay, sorry. Anyways, go ahead and explain it.
wait, you know Krishnam's actually an animalist. He believes in
I know that's so
four-dimensional
cringe.
animalism.
I know that's so bad.
I actually don't know what's going on with him. I think I sent him an email and I was like, a minor concern I had with your view was you take animalism to be true.
Who?
This professor, David Hirschenau.
Oh.
Arshinov, yeah. It's
Yeah.
Rancho runs his view, but no, like unironically, I think that the explanatory gap problem, I don't think that there is one. I think that we all kind of hold an intuition like that. Like, okay, consider like dementia ridden granny in the nursing home, who legitimately is like towards end of life, doesn't have any sort of memories, is not psychologically connected to their past, doesn't have any psychological connections to their future. And Granny, like, she doesn't remember you. Like complete memory wipe, right? She has no short-term nor long-term memory. Okay, and you and Mom, you guys go visit Granny in the nursing home, and they're like, changing her diaper or whatever, and Mom says, "Oh, Granny isn't there anymore. Like that's, she's just Granny's not here. That's not Granny. That's not the woman who we know, right?" I think that that's a thing that a lot of people say, like when there's stark personality shifts, when there are huge, like, I mean, you could say like loss of memory like that. It's actually really common for people to say like, "Oh, Granny doesn't exist anymore. Granny's died. Like her body's here, but Granny isn't." Right? Like that just seems like a normal thing that people say. It kind of seems like common sense. So the explanatory gap, I don't think is a problem.
Well, I would just say, well, I mean, under my view, they are the same person. But I would just say, I don't think your personal identity can be dependent on what's going to happen in the future, right? Like
No,
in
no, no, no.
case
I'm
in
not. I wasn't. That wasn't a necessary condition. Of course not. I was saying that all
between
of the
the
past stuff too.
yeah, I mean, between the two cases where there's an amnesia patient who gets their memories back in the future, and then there's an amnesia patient who doesn't get their memories back in the future. It seems like, let's say you just don't know what's going to happen. Are they the same person or not? Now, it seems like you have
Hmm.
different answers depending on if they get them back or not. But I don't think your
No,
identity
I
can
think
depend
that.
on future
Yeah.
cases.
Yeah, no, and this isn't my view. I think that Parfit does have a response to this, but I mean, I haven't read his response, and it's not my
Wait,
view to
Parfit?
defend.
Wait, Parfit
Yeah.
doesn't Parfit just say like all of this identity crap is like completely useless. What we actually care about
No.
is relation R. I'm
Well,
pretty sure
Parfit
he only.
Parfit holds a psychological continuity view regarding identity. He's the one who came up with the no branching condition. Yeah, Parfit's a strong psychological continuity defender, as is DeGrazia. Parfit does believe in personal identity. Yes, he literally
I'm
came
pretty
up with
sure
a no
he
branching
doesn't.
condition.
Wait,
Okay,
okay. I'm gonna
maybe
look this
later on
up.
in life he stopped taking a personal identity view, but like he has a ton of work in personal identity.
I mean, it seems he okay, literally okay. Trivially, one of the biggest blunders that's been made so far. If you look up the Seppi article, it literally says Harfit believes that it is not our identity as such that matters, but it's just this relation R thing, which is just going to be like who's like the closest person to you,
Well, I think that Parfit might hold to a weird view regarding persistence, but
and that's
I'm
fine. Like,
yeah, like but persistence of personal identity and personal identity itself, I don't think that they're well, I think they're intertwined, but I think that you can hold to an idea of what a person is and hold to a different idea regarding persistence. Like I like stage theorists, for example, they might
mhm,
want to say that persons, or psychologies or whatever. Um, and that's fine. And then they would just say something like, from T1 to T2, you're a different, quote unquote person. There's just a person
sure.
and all of their spatial temporal counterparts. So he doesn't have to hold to a view specifically regarding identity over time in order to say that he doesn't think that psychological continuity views best explain what persons are. You can still hold to that and then just say that, just have a different view on persistence. Like there are plenty of stage theorists who think that there's relevant meaning in person, right? But that the persistence conditions of a person, you just don't persist. There are different temporal counterparts.
Well, I guess two things. Like I think Parfit is well. I guess like the aspects that you're using for Parfit is fine, and DeGrazia believes in like biological continuity, right?
I think DeGrazia takes, no, I think you're thinking of McMahon that thinks, I mean, I could be mixing up DeGrazia and McMahon, but one of them takes a view regarding psychology and psychological connectedness.
McMahon is the one that talks about that persistence.
That psychology? Okay, yeah. Then
Um,
it's McMahon.
DeGrazia's biology.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
before you did say you had a hypo for motivating. Was it just that the past matters? Because if it's that, I mean, in all seriousness, I think that it does. But
Oh,
with regards to
yeah.
like the
If that's what,
necessary stuff,
oh, no. I don't have a hypothetical for the necessary stuff. You had asked in the comments to motivate why past matters. So
yeah, I
I
was
have a
being
hypothetical that,
a
okay, if you
little,
were just trolling, that's fine.
yeah.
That's the hypothetical I have, is to illustrate why past matters.
Yeah, I mean, there's pretty simple ones. You just look at two cases in which you have a person that doesn't have past experiences, and then another one that does, or doesn't, whatever. You have two
Yeah,
cases, and it
yeah.
obviously seems like
The
if you were to
person
save
with
one or the other,
past.
yeah,
Yeah.
they matter more.
No, and
Brent?
I think that there's another one too where if you were to talk about like a dead person, right, and copyright infringements and things like that, I think that can kind of illustrate why past might matter. I mean, I've heard other people do it. I think that maybe it better illustrates stuff about their family and their reputation, but I mean, we can talk about that another time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
I
are.
was going to give you a case of two comatose patients where one has past experiences, one doesn't, and we have to save one, and
Yeah,
saving one, it kills the other. Yeah.
that's the common one. Yeah, it's a really easy intuition pump. But Art, you do hold the was it the conjunction and then the disjunction? So I do want to know what the motivations are for the necessary condition. Because, and before you start, I do not want to hear this stuff about why the past matters. I agree that the past matters. What I want to know is why the past is necessary. And that was a dodge. Just kidding.
Erp.
JK.
He might have walked away from his phone.
Oh my
Okay.
God, this
Bro,
guy's running
that looked
two
really bad,
times in a
bro.
row.
Why did he just leave like that?
I
What
think
the?
maybe his wife was talking to him, or
The
I don't know.
Excuses, more excuses. So
Look,
Art
I
jumped for
mean,
me twice.
Art just doesn't run. So I think that something happened, and maybe his phone died.
or just doesn't run. Why are your credences so high towards that?
My credences are really high in him because he's typically somebody who has a lot of intent. Oh, look, and he's back. See,
Oh,
that
he's back.
just
See, okay,
furthers my
he's
point
back.
that he wasn't running, and he just simply had something else going on
Ladies
with
and
his phone
gents,
that
I'm
caused
going
him
to
to leave
keep
the
this
live.
for 30 more minutes
Exactly. What the
because
fuck?
I have
I leave
university
for less
tomorrow.
than 30 fucking seconds and everybody's already talking shit. My phone died.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
okay.
god, what did I
Did
say?
you?
I said his phone might have died.
Okay.
Uh,
Art, did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Yeah. So you hold the conjunction and then the disjunction, as illustrated by Court in the comments so beautifully. I did want to know what the motivations are for one of the variables or one of the elements of the conjunction with respect to the past experiences, right?
Just in respect to past.
Yeah. I mean, before you start, I do want to illustrate that I do not want to hear intuition pumps of why the past matters. I agree that the past matters. What I want to know is a valid and sound argument for why the past is a necessary
Why the fuck would you
element.
say valid and sound when validity is just a property of soundness? Just say
Validity is
so.
necessity.
You just pipe down there. Anyways.
You're just fucking cringe.
So, anyways.
Valid and sound.
Yeah. But yeah,
Wait, what
just go
are you
ahead
asking?
and.
Are you asking for a valid and sound argument that? Wait,
Yeah,
I'm
that
so
has.
confused.
Yeah,
Actually.
that ends with the conclusion that the past is a necessary element.
Oh, to the case.
Yeah, with respect to your pro-choice argument, the one that you
Oh,
were
sorry.
talking
I did
about
say valid
earlier.
and sound. That's my fault. I was just repeating his statement. In all
Look, I
fairness.
know, but I was just trolling you in the comments.
Oh, 1 second. Fuck me. Let me not run again. My fucking tablet died.
Gabe,
So,
somebody in the background, like blowing a whistle. Is there a
oh,
bird? What is that
that's
sound?
Somebody's playing
that's my
weed.
Don't worry about that. I'll turn that off. Okay, there we go. So now that that's
Am I done?
that's
Am I done with the Rancho debate?